In this episode, I'm going to talk about how even your worst interview on a podcast that's not in your target market can produce amazing results. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for today's episode of Interview Connections TV. Recently, I was at the Dream Business Academy in San Diego. You've probably heard me talking about it before on the podcast and in my email newsletter. If you've been watching my videos for a couple weeks, I've been mentioning it. I loved being there because I got a chance to spend time with some of my clients. And at the event, I got a chance to spend some time with my fellow mastermind buddy and a client of ours, Dr. Carrie Derizga. When I was eating lunch with Dr. Carrie, she told me this amazing story that I was so thrilled about. I actually got her to film a testimonial for me, so I'm going to play that right now for you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Carrie Derizga, the Functional Medicine Doc, and I wanted to share with you a story of how happy I am with Interview Connections. I was booked on this one podcast. I didn't think it was my target audience at all, and I actually thought I didn't do that great of an interview, so I was kind of disappointed in myself. But actually what happened was I got a paying patient out of that one interview. So if you would like to invest in Interview Connections, I highly, highly recommend it.
Well, what she didn't talk about in the interview was some more specifics, and I want to share a little bit with you about what she shared with me. Now, Dr. Carrie was on a podcast for moms, for working moms, right? And the guest tends to be moms, right? And Dr. Carrie doesn't have kids of her own, but we knew that her expertise in entrepreneurial fatigue would be really applicable to that audience, so we made the pitch. And the host was thrilled to have her on, so we booked her on the show. Dr. Carrie starts telling me this story. She goes, I was on this show. I didn't even think I was a good fit for it. I didn't think the audience was my target market. I'm not a mom. But I had somebody that became a client, right? So she's a functional medicine doctor in Canada, and she's known internationally. She has clients all over the world because she can actually Skype with patients, right? So she actually had one person who listened to her interview on that podcast become a paying patient of hers that she now interacts with via Skype. She goes, I didn't even think I did a great job. I didn't think it was my target market. Like, she kind of went into the interview a little reluctant, and it just turned out really, really well for her. So I wanted to make sure I share that with you, because even if you go into an interview that you don't think is the right fit, it only takes one person listening to that you can either change their life with what you have to share, one person that wants to then pay you for what you offer. So I guess my message and why I wanted to emphasize this story is that podcast interviews are about relationships. Podcast interviews are about the impact you have on individual people listening and with the host that you're building a relationship with, and it's not just about getting seen and heard by thousands of people. So thank you for listening to this and watching this. I am Jessica Rhodes. I'm committed to helping you build your business leveraging the power of podcast interviews. If you want us to book you like we booked Dr. Carrie and help you build your business with podcast interviews, please visit interviewconnections.com/guest. Our guest bookers work one-on-one with our clients. We really get to know you and your business and your story, and we get you on shows just like the one Dr. Carrie was on that are going to connect you with people who want to work with you and that want to follow you. You can listen to my podcast at rtspodcast.com. It's called Roads to Success. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a wonderful, productive week. Do lots of interviews, and I will talk to you next Tuesday.